Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to work on these three. But this video is actually more about polishing and cleaning them up. Danny Gomez -OJ8VK. I'll just say Mr. Gomez left me a message and wanted to know about my polishing stations, my wire wheels and all that. So, gonna be a long video. And I'm just going to walk through each station and how I do things. I'm probably going to blue, like this one I'm going to blue the handle. This one I'm going to put, no I'm not. I just noticed that is embellished. I'm going to leave this. I like the embellished on these old school. This is a Craftsman, this is a Monkey Ward's, an old Ward's, and this is an I don't know. And this one's damaged. Somebody, by the looks of it, tried to break a bolt or something like that. There's always an idiot, doesn't know how to use a tool. Anyways, it's still usable as a cutter. I'll just clean this up, throw some heat shrink tubing on it just to show you be done, and then I'll wind up taking this one to work. And this one's the worst of the three. But anyways, let's go. First thing I do when I work on these, I run them over a wire wheel. I have a machine set up that has a fine, it's supposed to be a brass, it's a brass coated wire, and it is a Norton wheel, an 8-inch wheel, and it's on a 6-inch grind. It should be for 6-inch. I pushed the wrong button when I ordered and I got the wrong wheel, but I'm using it. It works. It's just you got to be careful. You put too much pressure on the 8-inch wheel on that motor, you can stop the motor. That's the only thing. Anyways, let's go to that. We'll go from there. All right. For those of you who need, some people don't need the vacuum system. I use the vacuum system. I have a little homemade system. It's a Harbor Freight vacuum dust collecting system that I modified. I just got this big plastic, see, this little cover. It's got it hooked up to my tube. I turn my fan on. I use a vacuum out here because we use part of this shop. My wife has part of this shop as an entertainment center. And what I mean by that, that's part of my wife. That bar, that area right there, that's for my wife. The seating area and the TV and the little laptop, that's me. So I get bored, get tired, I sit down and just watch TV. I got internet out here, so. But I try to keep it clean. For those of you who don't know, my wife will come out here and she'll vacuum and sweep my shop out about once a month. She does a real good job. She or I, but most times she's doing it. But anyways, that's why I have the vacuum. That's the wire wheel. And this is a 8-inch wheel. It's a Norton 8-inch wheel. This is a 6-inch bench grinder. This wheel is actually too big for this grinder. Like I said, if you put too much pressure on it, you'll actually stop the motor. So, but I bought it accidentally. I'm using it. It's not hurting anything. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's a Boker tool, the one that's busted. USA stamp, US military stamp, I believe. So I don't know if this World War II or Korean era, but it's unusual to see Boker with the USA stamp. I've only got one other, so man, too bad it's damaged. That'd be that to me, it's a collector's item. Anyways, it cleaned up pretty good. Look at this one. Look how well that cleaned up. Just on the wire. It's got a K and an L marked on the inside. Looks like this belonged to somebody. There's an L there and there's a K there. So, yeah, 1930s and 1950s they did this embellishment. The only thing I will do is I'll take a Dremel and I'll clean down inside the teeth. But this thing's in mint perfect condition for being, you know, anywhere 70 to 90 years old. Here's another one. Ward's Master. Still got the date pronounced on it, and it cleaned up beautifully. I mean, just perfect. Just on the wire wheel, that's all it took. I mean, you could leave it just like it is now, coat it with a little bit of oil, wipe it down, it'll be good. It'll be good. I mean, unless you stick it and dump it in water, then you have to dry it off, make sure it keeps from rusting, but this will polish, this top of it here will polish up really nice. Anyways, let's go to a flapper wheel. Let's do that. Okay, I got two of them. This one is two wheels put together. They're about 1/2 inch thick, so now it's 1 inch thick. And Banmo abrasive. Anyways, it's supposedly a medium 6-inch flap wheel. And then I have another one here. This is a 1 inch. I have no idea what, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm pretty sure these are about the same. They're like Scotch-Brite. They're the same material as Scotch-Brite. See if you can. See, it looks like a Scotch-Brite wheel. And these work pretty good. I like them. Well, here, we'll just hit the Master Ward, or Montgomery Ward's what made this one. That's what that flapper wheel does right there. That's the backside that I haven't touched. There you go. And it looks nice. Let's touch this. Let's use this wheel over here on the other side. About the same. Can't tell the difference. I think they're identical, actually. Just hit it like that, nothing fancy. I mean, you could leave it just like that, and that's literally just not even a minute on it. Now, I've got another wheel, we'll go hit it. Let me grab the other pliers and run them over the flapper wheel, and then we'll go to the, oh, I don't know what to call it. We'll get there in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I'm gonna hit this wheel here. Let's see if we get a close up of it. And it looks like a hard grinding wheel, but it's not. It's this. It's like a Scotch-Brite wheel. But a different material. It's gray. I'm not sure. I've lost the decals on them. It's either 6 or 400 grit. I'm not sure which. So, anyways, I'll show you what that looks like. Here, let's just do that right now. Let's run over the Craftsman one real quick. just a few seconds over that wheel makes a difference. Shines it up pretty good. There you go, that's it. I mean, you could leave it like that and be fine. Sorry, I'm getting in the picture. I was looking at my work. There you go. I think they look pretty good like they are. I'm still going to polish them anyways because these are, as old as these Craftsman are, I want these to look good. They're going to be a very good usable tool. All right. This one, I'll tell you what, let's go to the 1x30 fiber belt, or the belt. Because this one's got some pitting. You can take, I want to show you, you can take some of that out, but when you do, you lose some of the lettering. Show you. All right, this is just a cheap Harbor Freight 1x30 belt sander. You can put all kinds of belts on it. You can put fiber belts, you can put sanding belts. I've got like a couple different fiber belts here. But this belt is a 120 grit. It's a little aggressive. It's a little worn, but not bad. Let me clean the belt and I'll touch it on this pliers. I'll show you. you can see that it takes metal off. See how it's gotten rid of some of the pitting, but you lose the lettering too. So you can make it completely clean if you wanted to. This side I haven't even touched. I left the metal alone, left the USA alone. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Now, it's an aggressive belt. It's a 120 grit. Now what I'm gonna do, pull this belt off, and then I have a medium grit 1x30, and this is like a, there again, like Scotch-Brite, but it's supposed to be a medium grit, whatever that means. Well, hold my mouth right, get it on there. The medium gets rid of a lot of scratches. So get rid of the medium belt. We'll go to a fine. This is a fine belt. They buy them in a kit. I bought 3 belts, medium, fine, medium, and coarse. The coarse belt doesn't work on this machine very well. It's too tight. I have been able to heat them up with the heat gun and kind of stretch it a little bit, make it fit, and then I've melted one. So some of these belts will not work on some equipment. That I found out. The fine belt here is, I think, equivalent to that gray fiber wheel over there. Probably a 600 grit, something like that. And I use the block. There's a piece of metal that goes up against this to hold this flat. Well, I don't like it. It gets in the way. I use a flat block of wood. If you're doing round stock like this, it's fine because it curves with the belt. But if you try to do flat up against it, what it does is it just cleans up the edges and doesn't get the flat. So I put this block of wood behind me, and I can show you better. My camera's in the way, my arm's in the way. I push out just a little bit and rub it up against the belt. That gives me a flat area to lay the pliers on to make sure I'm getting a flat area on the pliers. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, let's see, I was gonna polish. I need to run all these back over the gray wheel before I go to the polishing wheel. Yeah, let's do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Gomez, Mr. Gomez, this right here is a 2000 grit polishing wheel, and I've screwed it up. I screwed it up the first day I got it. If you see, I hit it, I don't know, I hit it just right with the screwdriver that I was cleaning up, and I gouged it. What can I say? Also, it's out of round. I don't know if it's the wheel out of round or my motor's out of round, but it still works. I have to use it to make it work. Sucks that I ruined it. I pretty much ruined this wheel when I first got it. It's a 2000 grit. I thought I ordered a 1000 grit. It's what I was wanting. Well, I got a 2000 grit. I must have hit the wrong button on Amazon when I ordered it. Luckily, I didn't order a wife, because I don't know what I would have got. Anyways, it's definitely out of round. You can see it's out of round. If you look at it, it's got a high spot. I don't think I did it. I think it was out of round when I got it, but I can't prove it. I already screwed that up because it's my fault. Now, that's what I'm saying. Anyways, it still works. You see how that's just off that gray wheel over there. That's how good that looks off the gray wheel. So let's do this. That's just on the 2000 grit wheel. And if you look real closely, you can see the fine scratches from the 120 belt still in there. And really and truly, you don't have to take them out. It's okay. This pair of pliers I wish I could keep it, but I know it's a USA, looks like US military stamp, but these things are damaged. Man, that sucks. Let's see how good these will look. This is the Craftsman with someone's initials K and L on it. That looks good, just on that 2000 grit wheel. I mean, I could leave it like that and it'd be just fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the polisher and polish it. All right, that's probably what I'll do next. I'll go to the polisher. Okay, I step back and show you my setup. I got a station every couple feet all the way around the table. And there's my hose going to my vacuum, goes down, it vacuums right outside. I don't need air filter, don't need nothing. I just vacuum outside. Now, I do have a big unit here, an 8-inch. I don't use it very often. I do not like that motor. I don't know what it is about it, I don't like it, but I use it if I need to. Now, my polishing stations, one is new. This one's new. I bought it new a couple years ago. Everything else you see on the table, I bought used. Those are used grinder motors. I bought the table used. I bought that table used. I think I bought this table with the grinder. I did. I bought this table with that orange grinder for 50 bucks. And I couldn't put the table together for that much. I'm just showing you don't have to have a lot of money tied up into this. I've got maybe $200 in the table and all the machines on this. So you don't have to buy new. Take your time, look for old junk. I don't buy anything new. There's too many stupid people out there selling their stuff that are hard up. I buy them when they're hard up. So if they're not smart enough to make good purchases, I'm smart enough to take advantage of it. All right, what I got here is a 1-inch cotton wheel. Now, a couple of things you can do. I don't do it all the time. Let me set my vacuum up. See, it just slides and moves where I want. No big deal. Now, normally what I do, I'll start it up and I'll clean it with a Sawzall blade. All that does is it get any hard spots out or spark parts that stuck together, because this polishing compound's like a clay. It's like a crayon. That's what it reminds me of. And it will kind of get little melt spots. Doesn't do it very often, but if you do use the wheel over and over for a long time without cleaning it, it causes a little problem. I just fluffed it up, see? See how I fluffed it up when I did that with the wire? See if you can see, I'll show you. See, just fluffs it up. No big deal. Now, I'm gonna turn it on. I've got a little bit of compound. This is brown. It looks red, but it's brown. See how I took it on the wheel? Turns red. There you go. Nothing fancy. Real easy. That was just, what, 2 minutes? I ran it over the wheel with the compound on it, and then after I run it over the wheel, I run it over a dry wheel. And just to take the compound, what's left, and just polish it up a little bit. That's usually what I do. I run it over the compound wheel and then the dry wheel. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not a piece of art, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want my tools to look like a piece of art. I want them clean and usable. And there's a reason for that, because some of my tools I take into a sterile environment. My tools have to be cleaned. Sometimes my tools have to be cleaned when I come out of the environment. That's because some of the environments I work in, some areas have what's called a hopper. It's the largest commode you've ever seen. And it's not a commode. It flushes like a commode, but they throw bodily fluids, pretty nasty stuff in them. And after I work on some of those things, I have to clean my tools. I cannot put them back in the toolbox. I can't let somebody touch them because of contamination. That's why my tools are always clean. Plus, that's the way I was taught. Tools are to be cleaned and put up properly. They last your lifetime, because these things make you money or save you money. And there's no reason buying a $22 pair of cutters like these and then letting them rust. Anyways, that's all there is to polishing and cleaning up a tool. Let me finish polishing the rest of them, and then we'll do the heat shrink tubing. Sorry guys, this video is gonna be long. All right, ladies and gentlemen, usually when I get done polishing, I take some carb cleaner and I just spray them down just to get the polishing compound. It'll leave a residual in some areas, the cracks and crevices. It just helps clean them up just a little bit. It won't hurt nothing, but that's just what I do. Yeah, and you see the dirt, some of the stuff down in there. Just clean it. It's on ratchets and things like that that have pockets. You'll see it actually build up down inside it. You can see the polishing compound. It's a black. It turns black when it gets hot. All right, now let's see. Before we go any further, get a heat gun because I want to put heat shrink tubing. Stuff's just a little tight for this, but I'm going to go ahead and use it. I've got a bunch of this stuff I want to use. See if that's going to be enough. I like heat shrink tubing for handles. I do not like the dip it stuff. If you like that dip it stuff, you use it. It's nasty as far as I'm concerned. I don't buy it. I made a video about that stuff. That stuff's nasty. You got to buy too much to make it worthwhile. All right, now heat shrink tubing, inexpensive. It's cheap. It's not hard to use. Turn the heat gun on. All right, I let this sit for a little bit and get hard, and I'll take it to the grinder wheel, or not the grinder, the fiber wheel, one of the fiber wheels, and I'll just round this off a little bit on the ends. Let me go do that real quick. I'll be right back. All right, now, when I do this to all my tools, I wax my tools. One, helps them keep clean, keeps water sheds off. Over time, you've got to redo it. Yeah, I know, no big deal, but if I use a tool and it gets dirty, I clean it. It's just, one, that's the way I was taught. Two, I know the value of these things, and I will not let my tools sit there and get all rusty and nasty. Those of you that stick your tools in a bucket and let them get filled up with water, you're an idiot. Tools are expensive. There's no reason to let them. You're probably the same one to drive around with 3 tons of trash in your car. When you open the car door, your trash just falls out. probably the same guys that throw your tools in the back of your van or your truck, and your dents in your truck are inside out. These tools, they're expensive, ladies and gentlemen. Even the cheap tools. I've probably got over 200 pairs of pliers, maybe 300, and I've got less than $500 in pliers. Probably got close to $3,000 worth of pliers. So a good used tool can last you a long time. Anyways, this is from Mr. Gomez. He wanted to see some of my polishing stations and stuff, so I hope this video is good enough to understand what I do. And then I had to clean these up anyway, so I might as well make a video on it. I did all three of them at the same time. You can get a higher quality polish. That's not what I strive for. I don't, my tools don't have to be art pieces. These are going to be used. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at there. 3 junky tools, and there's the awards. I mean, the polish is not the best. I could have done a lot better polish. You can do a lot more polish, but you can overdo a polishing job. Doesn't need to be that great. It just needs to be a good used tool. And I put the heat shrink tubing, see how I did it? I actually got it a little higher on one side than the other, but that's all right. These are usable. There's nothing wrong with it. A new pair like this is like $12 to $17. I got 51 cents. I got 51 cents or less in all 3 of these, or in each of these. So I got less than $1.53 in this stuff. This is the Craftsman. Now this one's old school. I did not polish under here. All I did there was the wire wheel and then over the flap wheel. The rest of this I gave a light polish. This up here I did a little heavier polish. I'm sure it looks better than it did brand new. You can see the stamping where somebody had their initials and they was proud of them. These are old. The embellishing on it, it's between 30s and 50s. So it's old, but it's still a good quality tool. Good quality steel, good usable steel, nothing wrong. And these actually fit. These fit better in the hand than these small ones. These I will use. This is the Boker. It's got the USA stamp on it, which this is a military stamp. You can see, if you look real closely, you can see the scratch marks from the 120 belt. I could have got them out. No need to, I didn't care. They're usable. This is something I'll hand to someone and use it, let them use it. This part of it will still cut wire. This part obviously won't. But if I'm gonna give a tool to somebody and I don't trust their quality, what they do, how they treat their tools, if I don't know them, I have a toolbox in my truck. It's got a lot of junk tools in it, and I stick this in. And I have a toolbox at work. I've got 3 boxes at work, big toolboxes, and one of them is just like this. It's all junk tools that if somebody needs something, they can just go use it. Most time they don't use my tools out of my main box. But you can see where I've taken some of the scratches off, and you can see where some of them are. And you could do this and leave all the scratches and kind of make it look like a factory look. But anyways, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I cleaned up 3 pairs of pliers, equipment that's very inexpensive, cheap. Almost everything I use is well, it was all, except for one polishing machine, everything else is bought used. either out of the pawn shop or Facebook Marketplace. My shop tables the same way. I bought them off of Facebook Marketplace. Same thing with these, right? Well, these I bought off of an online estate sale. We have a auctioneer locally that does a lot of online auctions, and lately I've bought some really good deals from them. I've got less than 51 cents a piece in these. They all came from one online auction, and the gentleman passed away when his late 80s, early 90s. I don't remember now. But anyways, he had a lot of good quality tools, name brand tools. Like I said, Montgomery Ward's, Boker tools, and Craftsman. So, and they turned out pretty good. And then heat shrink on that handle. I was going to do that. It's not worth it because it's been damaged. Anyways, Mr. Danny Gomez, I hope I showed something. I hope it helped the rest of you guys. If you watch this long, thanks for watching. I really made this video for one person. I don't mind taking up my time making a video for somebody. It don't bother me. I started this YouTube channel for friends and family that wanted to see what I was doing. I do have several people that are collecting tools, making kits now. I have a lady that is in the business, in the trades now, and she is doing, she's collecting tools. She's using a Dremel tool to clean her tools because she lives in an apartment and doesn't have a garage. So she's doing everything with the Dremel, and she's doing really well, and she's buying good quality used tools at a fraction of the cost. And I've turned her on to a couple of pawn shops and the flea market that I go to, and she's gotten a lot of Klein tools lately, done really well. I have a young man that he is oil field worker, and he's collecting tools. He has car hobbies that he likes and motorcycles, and he has been collecting a lot of tools. He has actually come out really good. He's found some really good deals on the marketplace. So I do have people that follow me and kind of do, I try to bring back tools to a usable condition. There's guys out there like Scout Crafter and 350 Magdad. There's some guys out there that do really, really, really good work, better than I do. But my tools are not for show. I use a lot of my tools. And like I said, in some environments, my tools have to be cleaned, they have to be sanitized, and then sometimes I have to sanitize my tools after a job because I have no idea what's in those, what I've been working on. And I was taught to keep my tools clean and it'll last a long time. My tools, my rules. If you guys like to leave your tools in the trash can or in a bucket and let them rust, that's all good for you, not for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough. Mr. Gomez, I hope this helps. This video is long. I talk too much. Oh well, shoot me. Y'all, have a good day. Subscribe if you like. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. Y'all have a good day.